He thought he would just come back this evening and ask for an answer for that night. But he knows he's wrong. Entering a dungeon is dangerous for any adventurer. You might never come back, even newcomers know that. He regrets not telling her he's afraid of losing Alicia. He scans for her. Nearby, he spots humans sitting, survivors. Before approaching, he decides to put on a mask to hide his identity. He's actually happy to see them alive. They see the masked figure, get spooked, and ask why the mask. He lies. There's a scar. He asks if they know about Alicia. They ask why he's asking, and he says he met her outside the dungeon and thought she might know how to survive this emergency if she's that brilliant. He figures these three are Alicia's comrades, but she's not with them. One guy says they were with Alicia but got separated on a higher floor. She started acting selfish, and she's probably not on Earth anymore. He says he can look for her on his own. The guild leader answers that he will. They ask if he has any potion. They've only got one left. He says he doesn't. He even throws him a proper all the best before he dips. Then, yeah, the inner monologue still goes good luck, losers. Meanwhile, Alicia wakes from a dream of him. Suzu is burning up from infection, and Alicia knows this is bad. She has to get her to a healer soon. They can't wait for rescue anymore. If she doesn't move, Suzu's done. Alicia decides escape is the only option. She's scared, but she carries Gerald's words in her head like a torch. No shameful choices, no turning her back. And this time, she's going to fight through hell to protect someone the way he once told her she could. Suzu's cooking with a fever, like she just lost a boss raid, drenched in sweat and burning up. Alicia checks her and realizes if this keeps up, Shorty's gonna dry out like a raisin in the sun. She forces water down Suzu's throat, and when she finally swallows, Alicia breathes relief. But Suzu just has to get slick, teasing her about helping her drink. Alicia's like, girl, shut up. This ain't foreplay, it's hydration. Suzu tries to move, but Alicia shuts that down real quick, saying she doesn't need to push herself. Suzu still acts bratty, asking Alicia to help her drink more water. Alicia, done with her nonsense, just splashes her straight in the face like she's baptizing a gremlin. Then she properly puts the bottle in her mouth, making sure she drinks. While doing all this, Alicia's mind drifts to Gerald. Raw truth is, she's thinking that when she finally goes back and meets him, she wants to make love to him. Girl's literally juggling life or death dungeon care with full-on romance fantasies. She straps Suzu on her back and starts trekking, cutting down monsters left and right like a one-woman extermination squad. But every time she clears a wave, another pops up. Beat, march, repeat. Eventually she's running on fumes, stumbles, and drops Suzu. Monsters close in, and Alicia barely keeps them off. She admits she's exhausted and normally would slam a potion to recharge, since drinking one restores physical strength and heals wounds, but the last one belongs to Suzu. She apologizes for making her fall, but Suzu, half dead, still asks if she's okay. Alicia's like, don't worry about me, you're the one dying here, and they rest before she faceplants. Then Suzu pulls a Uno reverse card. Turns out she's been hiding a potion in her boots this whole time, gifted by Lily. Alicia thanks her but refuses to use it on herself, saying she'll save it for Suzu if things get worse. She thinks to herself that right now she's risking her life to protect this warmth she feels along the way, and then she has to survive, save Suzu, and help the ones waiting for them to prove her choice was right. She's determined to carry this warmth, and her dumbass friend, back to safety. Finally, they find stairs to the next floor, but psych! Alicia remembers Gerald's warning. After a big dungeon deviation, minor ones can still mess with stair spaces. There are no credible reports, but assumptions came from past adventurers found dead and off course. Sure enough, the stairs vanish. From behind, she hears it, minotaurs. First two, then three, then a damn herd. Suzu begs her to drink the potion, but Alicia says no, she needs it more. She even notices Suzu's weight pressing heavier on her back, realizing it might be because Suzu's strength is fading fast. If she escapes without her, the guilt will crush her anyway. She recalls asking Gerald if being caught in a dungeon means it's all over. He told her the truth, yeah, if you give up. But the real strength of an adventurer is spitting in luck's face and pushing forward. That lights a fire under her. Alicia screams she won't give up and charges the minotaurs. Her body amps up, skills maxed, strength boosted. She's moving like a cheat code. She slashes, dodges, and drops monsters left and right, knowing she has to end this before her 3 skill effects run out. But the numbers keep coming, and exhaustion starts eating her alive. Each swing gets slower, each step heavier. She keeps forcing herself forward until her body can't anymore. Finally, she collapses, whispering apologies to Suzu for not being able to protect her. Alicia's running on fumes like a high schooler pulling off the greatest academic comeback in history by ODing on Monster and still failing. With her blade slipping, she knows she can't keep this up. Suzu yells her name like it's the last episode of a shonen, while Alicia's brain spirals into her "I tried my best" speech. She's thinking about confessing, about how she just wanted Gerald to at least say something back, even if it was rejection. She even asks in her head why he didn't give her an answer. Bro, she's literally getting stomped by minotaurs and still simping mid-death scene. Priorities in hell. She flashes back to a dream of Gerald, man taking her places, looking out for her, telling her he'd save her when she needed it. In that dream, she told him she found a party that matched her criteria, and that they'd be going to the dungeon tomorrow. He told her not to force herself, and she thanked him for his concern, saying it'd be alright. She remembered him promising he'd come for her when she needed him, and that he'd save her. That promise keeps looping in her head while she's face to face with monsters. She swears she hears her name, and suddenly, boom, she's back on her feet, realizing this isn't just a dream. She spams attacks like her life bar depends on it. She yells, swings, goes full Excel order mode, and just when she's about to crash again, she hears a voice telling her she did well and to leave the rest to him. Surprise cameo, Geralt himself. Bro came in masked up like on Batman but with lower back pain. He lays Alicia down gently, like nap time, champ, I got this. Suzu's eyes widen, calling him by name. Girl just nods like, yep, been looking for y'all too. Lily's waiting outside, no pressure. Suzu immediately hits him with the, what's an old man like you doing here? Jab. Man's response, don't worry about me, I'm just glad you're alive. Bro, humble but still catching strays. Suzu snitches about Alicia saving her, blowing her own potion on her, and even fighting her team for her. Geralt praises her choice, saying saving people in a dungeon full of monsters takes guts. He even adds that choosing to save others in extreme situations is not easy, but he commends it. Then he preps a potion for Alicia, and Suzu watches him clear her skin, muttering like a weirdo, nothing wrong with this. Dog really out here doing ER surgery in a cave like Grey's Anatomy, Goblin Slayer edition. He explains he's injecting it into her bloodstream instead of making her drink it, flexing some previous life secret technique that's technically forbidden. He even admits it's more effective but risky, with a chance of causing addiction, which is why the guild keeps it classified. My guy brought IV drip energy to a fantasy world. Alicia stabilizes, and Gerald notes it's amazing she didn't take any fatal injuries. Then he tells Suzu to escort her out, but Suzu claps back that neither of them can move. Bro sighs, straps them both up, and carries them himself. Mask on, because apparently saving women isn't heroic unless you look like a suspicious cosplayer. Suzu, chilling on his back, asks if she's causing trouble. He says no, just to hold on a little higher. She teases more, and he even threatens to throw her off if she keeps it up. She doesn't stop though. She says men like this kind of thing, and it's basically an energy potion. My guy hits her with the "don't flirt unless you mean it" lecture. She doubles down, saying maybe she might start liking him. He brushes it off like, stop playing, be honest with yourself. Then he slips, confessing that he nearly carried a regret because he couldn't be honest. Big midlife crisis, uncle trying to sound deep moment, but it lands. Suzu softens and admits, for an old man, you drop some bars. He instantly kills the mood, shutting it down like, alright, talk's over. Bro really speedran intimacy to cringe to cut off in 3 lines. The squad barely catches a breath before running into another mob. Geralt tells Suzu straight up that he is about to blitz through them, so she better hold on like her life depends on it, because it does. He hits Excel order, dives into the mob like a missile, and starts bodying them one by one. Alicia gets yeeted into the air mid-rampage like she is part of a circus act, and Gerald snatches her back into his arms when he is done. Bro turns monster extermination into a WWE stunt show. He thinks about how his raw destructive power is insane, but in this life he has actually polished his kicks too. In his last life, he was short and half-baked with the basics. Now he is rocking a buff reincarnation body, so he fine-tunes his fighting style like he is running patch notes on himself. He even thanks God, not just for the body upgrade, but for letting him meet Alicia. Bro is pulling gratitude speeches while still dripping monster guts. Suzu, clinging on for dear life, croaks that she is about to puke, but admits he is insanely strong. She is swooning, thinking she caught feelings just from watching him go beast mode. She even thanks him for saving her and calls it amazing, which is wild because she was just calling him an old man not too long ago. Dungeon trauma really flips allegiances quick. They bump into more survivors who spot Alicia and instantly start praising her strength. Geralt throws them some potions like candy, tells them to keep up, but makes it clear he is not babysitting. Basically, they can follow him, but he is not holding their hand. They agree, desperate to stick with the walking raid boss. Then they stumble across a nest of rockmen. Geralt tells everyone to keep their heads down and just pass through quietly. The rookies whisper like they have never seen monsters before, shocked that these things actually prey on humans. Geralt drops a lecture mid-sneak like he is their dad giving a TED Talk. Not every adventurer dies glorious, most fade out quietly, but the only choice is to accept it and keep moving forward toward dreams and glory. His words hit so hard the survivors feel it in their soul. The girls even say his voice has weight, like every word carries scars. Man really unlocks motivational speaker DLC in the middle of a dungeon. Alicia stirs awake, catches his voice, and immediately clocks him despite the mask. She thanks him with tears in her eyes for saving her life, and he finally musters up the courage to say the one thing he has been holding back. Thank you for surviving. She is ready to bring up that night, but before anything spicy happens, voices echo in the distance. Someone thinks it is the rescue team, meaning they might finally be safe. They are about to get out. Alicia asks him if she can hear his true answer once things settle down. He promises he will tell her everything. Outside the dungeon, Lily is holding down the fort like a loyal puppy waiting for her owner. The rescue squad rolls up like, "Why is the receptionist still here?" basically telling her to clock out and go home. But Lily says nah, she's staying until Geralt shows up. Real ride or die secretary energy. She thanks them for their concern and says she'll wait a little longer. Then medics yell that 7 survivors need urgent treatment, 1 even critical. They start working fast to transport them to the hospital. Geralt steps out, masked stoic as ever, and clocks Suzu's condition. She's jacked up but treatable with a healer, so she should be fine with rest. Lily finally sees him, tears up instantly, and Man apologizes for bouncing again because apparently paperwork motions. He even tells her to just spend time with Suzu instead, but Lily's on her grind, saying she'll prep herself for more support duties. Geralt, dead serious, praises her like she just passed a corporate review. A few days later, life pretends like the dungeon deviation never happened. Guildhall buzzing, adventurers laughing, but behind all that noise sits the grim stat. 892 entered, 16 walked out. That's not a survival rate, that's a horror story. Suzu herself can feel the chill under the fake cheer. Geralt pulls Lily aside to talk about Suzu, which leads to Lily visiting her at the hospital. The reunion? Full childhood besties reunited after war. Lily launches onto Suzu like a WWE tackle, bawling and apologizing for not visiting sooner. Suzu plays it off, saying she understands since the guild must have been chaos. Lily updates her that things finally calmed down, even got a half payoff bonus from Geralt. Then Suzu drops the bomb, she's caught feelings for the guildmaster. Lily freezes, then instantly goes bet rivals now. Childhood friends turned into love rivals over one 40-year-old uncle with trauma. Peak soap opera arc. Suzu even says she started to love him because he saved her in the dungeon, and admits she'd regret it if she never confessed. The man himself walks in mid-declaration. Awkward levels hit the stratosphere. He apologizes for interrupting, but Suzu seizes the moment to clown Lily, saying she'd never have special moments with her bestie, but she'd gladly share one with Geralt. Girl went from hospital patient to homewrecker in training real quick. She thanks him for saving her, gushes about being grateful, and even teases him by throwing his own words back at him. Lily's left fuming, demanding to know what exactly happened in the dungeon. Suzu smirks, saying it's too spicy for her to handle. When she sees Geralt carrying flowers, she immediately assumes they're for Alicia, which makes Lily twitch even harder. Geralt says yeah, Alicia deserves happiness too, then asks where she is. Suzu says rooftop or cafeteria, probably sneaking food, which shocks him since she never eats much with him. He realizes she's been low-key hiding her appetite just to look cute. Dog got hit with the she eats on other dates revelation. He decides to leave the bouquet in Alicia's room. Meanwhile, Suzu and Lily are officially locked in the we're besties, but also rivals for that old man DILF energy. Geralt is about to bounce when Lily locks his hand like she just activated a romance route and drops the 3 words, "I love you." His brain blue screens instantly, thinking the mood does not fit the situation at all. She doubles down, saying she loves his kind side, his reliable side, and that she wants to know more about him. Basically, she's simping for his dad who remembers to pay the bills aura. He tries to politely curve her, but before he can even finish, she cuts in, demanding if he really cannot even imagine dating her. Bro's still stuck thinking he doesn't even have a proper grasp of half his guild employees' personalities, and now he's getting HR bombed with confessions. Then Suzu nukes the whole lobby by shouting across the room that she likes him too. At first he thinks he misheard, but nah, she doubles down, saying she loves him because he saved her in the dungeon. Lily snaps at her for cutting in mid-confession, but Suzu claps back, saying someone once told her to be honest with her feelings instead of stacking regrets. Her chest aches just imagining him with someone else, so if she stayed silent she'd regret it forever. Now both girls are pouring out confessions like it's Black Friday and Gerald's the last PlayStation. He tries to process the situation, realizing both of them are in love with him, and his brain screaming, "What am I even supposed to do now?" That's when Alicia strolls in like she owns the guild lobby. She clocks the vibe instantly and smirks that it sounds like they're having real fun. She teases him, saying he must be hyped getting confessed to left and right. Gerald panics and tries to explain that he only came here because, but she doesn't even let him finish. She detonates her own nuke, yelling that she loves him too. Lily swings back in with a finisher, claiming she already made love to him, trying to assert dominance. Alicia fires back, saying she was held in a Princess Carry, which in romance anime rules is basically a marriage certificate. Suzu cuts in, insisting she's the one he really likes. Man's head is spinning harder than a Beyblade. One second he's rejecting a confession, the next three girls are stacking receipts like it's courtroom evidence. Before he can breathe, Alicia straight up declares the rules of engagement like she's hosting a tournament. 1 month competition. All three of them will compete in appealing to him, and at the end Gerald has to decide who becomes his lover. The other two nod along like this is some fair bracket system. Gerald doesn't even get to consent, and now he's stuck as the prize in the world's most cursed reality show. The three girls are already messing with each other, trading jabs and rivalry energy, while Gerald internally despairs, wondering how the hell it came to this when all he ever wanted was a peaceful life. Congratulations, old man. You're officially the prize in Ghost Idol Bachelor, Guild Edition. The red-haired flame Hashira from Temu, Yuru, sips his wine, asking if he can understand what he's saying, that three girls are falling head over heels for him. The one who has a wife and kids back at home is Zai, a complete nerd who never thought that the silver-haired Gerald would develop his love life in such an unexpected way. Even Altina can't believe she thought it would be a good thing that he started dating a woman, but it turned out that he's quite a lady killer, forming a harem instead of a relationship. All three of his buddies look at him in surprise as he sulks, saying that they shouldn't call it a harem. Zai, on the other hand, says that no matter how he sees it, it's a harem. They're in a bunny girl cafe, and one of them says that not long ago he was afraid of going on a single date, and now he's getting asked by three buddies side by side. Since when did he end up in such an enviable position? And he also heard that Uru's arranged marriage interview was a failure, and he couldn't help but feel that his sudden development must be a bit sketchy. Gerald tries to clear the air that he didn't do something like that. Even the silent beauty wonders if he has been going for voodoo to bag those buddies, and does he have a choice in mind who he will choose? Gerald agrees, saying that he has his choices already. Altina says that's a good approach. It's never a good idea to play with young girls' feelings. Everyone turns their attention to Uru, who's busy filling up a bunny girl senpai. He tries to deflect that question like a douchebag, saying that they're talking about Zai. He then pulls the bunny girl senpai closer, saying that it doesn't change the fact that they're voting for Gerald's love life, and they should drink the night away and toast to his future. Zai says that while it's not confusing when Uru says it like that, he agrees that they're all cheering him on. Gerald is glad to hear that and excuses himself as he's getting too drunk and he's going to wash his face. A familiar voice calls out to him, and it turns out Suzu is there, in a bunny girl uniform so tight it's fighting for its life. She smiles, calling him a weak-eyed old man, saying that he's too shocked. Of course he is. That outfit, he can wrap his head around how it's working out. She launches herself into his arms, saying that she heard that he comes around this bar once a week, so that would be the perfect opportunity. She starts blushing and wonders if he's feeling happy, and honestly, who wouldn't be? Who wouldn't be happy with a 10 by 10 baddie, with massive knokers, just throwing her at him? He's so close to that flaming hot board that he might combust. Suzu says that her target is to make this old man aware of her presence, and right now, she's sure that she's the one who has the spotlight in his mind. He wonders why that is. She says that Alicia is a true beauty, elegance and strength in a single package, but she's famous outside of town, and Lily is cute and is a very popular receptionist, and a lot of adventures are pursuing her. And when she thinks about the hurdles of a weak-eyed old man with no love life to boast, he can't imagine dating such high-end girls. And compared to those two, she is one of the easier ones. Gerald tells her not to say that. From how he sees it, Suzu's specs are quite high enough, and she's the most beautiful one after all. This touches her, and she starts teasing him, saying that it's unfair when he springs compliments like that. Looks like in this life, he has maxed out his riz instead of his strength. He looks at her jugs, as obviously they're very high specs. However, Suzu knows where it hurts the most. It's the fact that the brilliance of the other two is dazzling, and he feels inferior to where he stands next to them. And there's no guarantee he won't have any trouble dating her as well. But she smiles, saying that's not going to be any trouble. She will date him, and he will feel nothing but goodness with the eye full of those heavenly marshmallows. The old man is on the verge of cracking under the pressure. She whispers that she'll do plenty of naughty things for him as well. Bro is about to have a brain stroke at this point. He hears that he won't fall for such temptations, but his expressions suggest otherwise. She says that even if he says it, his face is as red as a beetroot, and that's what she likes about it. He whispers that he's just drunk. One of the other burning girls called out to Suzu, saying that that kind of extreme service is not allowed. This is a high-class club, and she must understand it. Poor Gerald tries to escape. He runs to his friends, and they wonder why his face is all red. He blurts out, it's all because of massive milkers, but he curses himself that it's because of all the booze he's had. At the end, he ends up with a fever, and he now knows the reason why his face is flushed is because of that damned fever. He wonders if his fatigue has actually reached its peak since the dungeon deviation. Later, he turns the phone call and apologizes, saying that he's not feeling well and he's taking the day off from the guild. One of the receptionists says that if it's a standard business as usual, they can handle it, but they may have to come ask him to come by if something urgent springs up. Gerald tells her to feel free to reach out to him if something springs up, and he quickly hangs up. He wonders if work will go on even without him, and that's the natural order of the world, so he must focus on getting back in shape. Though a small part of him feels lonely, maybe that's because his body is falling behind. In a beautiful apartment building, Alicia stands in front of a door and has a tasteful moment before rocking. She gathers all the courage she has and quickly tips her toes towards the door and knocks. Gerald answers, wondering how long she is going to stand around. She blushes, wondering if he noticed her. She says that if someone as strong as her stands by his door for an hour, there's a strange aura circling around. Bro just fumbled his warrior body and she apologized. When she was at the guild, she was told that he was not feeling well and was under the weather. He wonders if she's here to see how he's doing, and she agrees. It might be a big deal if he takes a day off, but he just replies that it's a cold and he should have pushed himself. But after that little dungeon adventure, his immunity took a hit. Alicia quickly invites herself in, saying that she'll cook him something nutritious and she has the ingredients. But he apologizes as he just finished eating. Smooth. Alicia is distraught. He says that he'll lie down for now, but if she has the time, maybe she can stay by his side. A little spark of hope ignites in her heart, and she wonders if it's really okay with that. She readily pulls up a chair next to his bed, promising never to leave by his side. Is she a baddie or a dragon guarding her treasure? She starts laughing that they'll spend the whole day together, and perhaps even the week. Gerald wonders why she's planning a wedding when he's just out sick and plans to return to work by tomorrow. She teases him that she'll leave at a reasonable time, and he tells her to let herself out using the spare key by the shelf. Alicia takes a few damp towels, and despite everything, Gerald feels a bit uneasy sometimes. Gerald struggles to breathe and starts hyperventilating. Alicia wonders what she should do. She looks away in embarrassment but remembers Lily's declaration that they shared a kiss. She decides this is the perfect way to play out a bootleg copy of Beauty and the Sleeping Beauty. She leans closer, but he catches her mid-kiss, calling out her name and saying there's something he needs her to do. She immediately gets up and she looks at him and he whispers that he loves her. Finally, the decision is upon them, and Alicia has greatly touched and gently grabs his hand, saying that she's always loved him and will always love him. He closes his eyes and wonders why he feels something soft. It turns out Bro just reached second base without even trying. If it were anyone except for this old man, they would have been smacked. But Alicia tells him to go ahead and enjoy as much as he wants. After all, they're meant to be together. She wonders if what they're going to do is kind of strange, but she just leans in and kisses him, saying that that was her first. And did he really do it with Lily? And she's not mad because of it. After all, she just overwrote those memories. She climbs into bed, and they start having a little tongue-to-tongue reaction. As things start escalating, it's a bit embarrassing. Gerald realizes that his sword is rising out of its scabbard. He realizes there is something else, and her face is all red. But honestly, can anyone blame her? In a fit of embarrassment, she says that he shouldn't say it out loud. It's a bit embarrassing, but they're a couple who are in love, so it's normal. She climbs up, saying that they should go on, but he tells her not to go any further. After being a monk for 140 years, Bro just chickened out at the last moment with a weak excuse that she'll catch a cold. And they'll do what they need to do after he gets better. She even goes as far as to say that she doesn't mind getting that cold. But she understands where he's coming from and decides that they'll continue some other time. They turn, knock, and drop them. And Lily tells Geralt that both of them are here. Suzu and Alicia greet him, asking how he's feeling. Suzu immediately wraps her hands around him, wondering if he called them here because he wanted to see her. And if so, he should come by the club, and he'll get a lot of free services. With a Black Friday discount, Alicia notices that his face looks a bit red, and it would be better to take another day off. Lily realizes that she's falling behind. She tells the girls to mind their manners, and why did Gerald call them here? Gerald says that he received an invitation to a party from the Adventurers Guild, and it was addressed to him, Alicia, and Suzu. Lily is visibly shaken and starts complaining that she was left out of the fun. Gerald is ready, in his crisp suit and briefcase in hand. He pulls up to the crib, realizing there's a presence inside. As soon as he opens the door, Alicia's waiting for him, wearing an apron and welcoming him gladly, asking him if he wants to have dinner or a bath, or maybe her. This is too much for the old man, and he's about to have a heart attack, while Lily wonders what Alicia is trying to get at. He quickly tries to run away as Alicia wonders why they are here. Lily says that she's here to ask the same thing. She was just thinking of serving him a home-cooked meal, and to think that she's already beaten her. Suzu says that she was just waiting for the guild leader to walk in front of the guild, and while she was looking out to see if Lily was going to sneak out for work. And that's when she also wanted to offer him a home-cooked meal. Alicia angrily says that she didn't make this food to treat them, but Suzu is just glad that they got to taste her home-cooked meal. Gerald says it's fine. Alicia's meals are really delicious, and they'll have a meal together. This is enough to please Alicia, and she gladly chops a couple of onions, saying that if he praises her that much, she will have to put in the work. After all, she didn't make enough for 4 of them. He apologizes as Suzu shamelessly asks for seconds. She just transformed from a gold digger to a plate digger. Alicia apologizes as she doesn't have enough for 4 servings. As they start eating, Lily takes a bite and realizes it's incredibly delicious, and she complains, wondering why she is in the room before Gerald. Does this mean that she has a duplicate key? She starts complaining, saying that she's stealing their spotlight, and that's not fair. She also wants a key. Alicia smiles, saying that it's true that Gerald gave her a key. Gerald feels bad about making Lily cry. He tries to console her, saying there's nothing to cry about, and Alicia hands her a plate of spaghetti, saying that she kept the key only for a moment when she visited him while he was sick, and she planned to return it today. Lily is feeling a bit better. Maybe that's the time when he took the day off. Alicia apologizes. She didn't mind keeping it forever. Lily immediately springs out of the chair, demanding one of her own to keep things fair. She can't believe how calm Suzu is. Suzu says that it's not like she needs a duplicate key. A key to his apartment is only a small matter. She can get the same results with lockpicking. Gerald reminds this bootleg Catwoman not to commit a crime, to get inside his house. Gerald realizes that while he did choose Alicia, the other girls are in the middle of a competition to appeal to him, so the least he can do is treat them all fairly for it, and he decides to give everyone else a key as well. Lily can't believe her luck. She'll finally get a key. Little does she know that this is a pity key. Suzu, on the other hand, wonders if he really wants her to visit that much during the time, and he clears the air that that's not why she's doing that. Alicia, on the other hand, is not too glad about this decision. While pouring a glass of wine, they decide what to do next. What are their new plans? Alicia says, how will they attend that party? It's a party for adventurers in the royal capital. Suzu says that Miss Alicia's Dungeon Deviation Survival Celebration Party, in the sense of the person who came up with that, is just horrible. Gerald laughs as the branch head apologizes for the sense of the old folks in the capital. The royal capital is a crystal palace, and that's where all of the top dogs of their world reside. They've been successful in doing business with people for over a decade, and it's a money collection party that attracts adventurers. It's a big hit for the nobles and merchants of the royal capital. A single party is enough to raise enough money to equal the annual income of a branch, and the hero quarters are always looking out for different party themes. Alicia is a 10x10 baddie who can handle a sword with surgical precision. No wonder they want to throw a party in her honor, and there's no way they won't miss out on such a juicy story. Lily says that only the top adventurers are there. The headquarters seems to be amazing. Gerald tells her not to worry too much, since attracting attention is not always the best thing. She wonders if she should just decline the party invitation, but Suzu starts hyping her up to go. While she does think that it's kind of a pain being a celebrity, it's also important to dive into a world they have never seen. It could open new possibilities for them. And Suzu, ever the opportunist, says that they will get a feast over there, and if they're lucky, they might even land a golden goose. Lily points out that she really is an opportunist gold digger, and can't believe that Suzu was invited in the first place. Geralt explains that Suzu was considered as Alicia's adventure companion, and the mysterious masked man was also included in the invitation list, who played an active loss next to Alicia. While in reality he was able to escape from the dungeon, he doesn't like the idea of being the guest of honor at the party. Suzu still says that they should go. If Alicia leaves the party, it will be a success, and their reputation will soar. She also says that it will be good for him. He realizes that she is right. If Alicia goes, they will have her support, and it will be a perfect opportunity as the girls' branch chief to appeal to the headquarters. Alicia falls silent. Suzu still insists that she needs to think about it. Can she go on a trip? For her little lovey-dovey old man, the royal capital is beautiful and is a perfect spot for a date, and it's not a day trip. They will arrange a luxury hotel, and they'll spend the night as well. Geralt stutters, telling Alicia not to be fooled by these temptations, but Alicia has already made up her mind. They start drinking the night away, and Geralt is left wondering where did he went wrong. He asks Lily if she's alright. Lily is sad that she's just a receptionist, and she'll be house-sitting during this time. Everyone starts celebrating except for Lily, and Geralt tells them to be quiet. The day they're supposed to leave arrives, and a luxury carriage pulls up in front of the crib. Geralt and Alicia are dressed like royalty, while Suzu looks like a hobo who does children's birthday parties on the weekends. Lily arrives, saying that she's here with train tickets, so they should follow her. Suzu wonders if she was able to come as well. She agrees that the guild leader helped her out. Since the party participants are here, she asked another woman to be her assistant, and she thought it was the perfect job as she's from the royal capital. Lily is glad that Geralt is looking out for her. Geralt tells her not to worry, he'll keep it fair. But Alicia is sitting next to him, and she angrily wonders, why is he sitting next to that battle brute and they're also holding hands? Talk about public indecency. Alicia says they should play rock, paper, scissors to decide who'll get to sit next to him. Suzu tells her that she's being too loud. She just wants to sleep for a bit. She also tells the old man to take responsibility and hold hands with Lily as well. Everyone who's walking by looks at the old man grabbing each of the baddies' hands in a weird love triangle. They wonder what kind of demonic ritual this old man is planning to get himself a harem with that face card. The train continues to roll on. They're finally about to arrive at Elcon City. They arrive at the dragon farm, and Alicia looks at him, realizing they're worms, and this is the first time she's seeing one. It turns out that they're used to pull carriages into the sky. Talk about Uber XL's sky version. The receptionist greets them, and Geralt agrees to sign a couple of papers. Suzu, on the other hand, tries to play with one of them, saying that it's cute and she wants one of them as a pet. One of them says it's because they've raised the kids from childhood. All of a sudden, all of the dragons start going wild. They wonder what's up with them. Suzu can't believe what's happening, but Alicia knows that it's because of the murderous intent surrounding Geralt. With this kind of pressure, it's a miracle horses tolerate him. This pressure is just like boss monsters. She wonders what's the matter with him, and he says it's scary. How can they fly in such a carriage? The man from earlier laughed, saying that the incident with these vehicles is 0%, but the fatality is 100%. Is this a laughing matter? If they fall from that height, they'll die, and in the first place, it goes against the desire of things that fly in the sky. Poor bro doesn't know that airplanes exist in the future. Mr. Foggy is still complaining about this air taxi. No human before his reincarnation would do such recklessness, but Alicia tells him to understand and get on with the times. She grabs his arm and gently escorts him into one of the air taxis. 3 dragons fly it at top speed. Lily gets an urgent phone call. She's told to have an arranged marriage interview, and a voice tells her that they've given her more than enough freedom for over a year. Now it's time that she settles down and is a good little girl. She will go to the arranged marriage interview one way or another. Later, they arrive at the destination. A guy tells them that the guest room is down the hall. They should be careful about tripping because the stairs are kind of weird. This is a storage room at the back to keep the luggage. Suzu tells Lily that she was a bit late. They're arguing over who gets to sit next to Geralt. Alicia proudly says that she's the guest of honor, so she should have that advantage. Surprisingly, Lily doesn't put up a fight. Wasn't she just sitting next to him in the train? And she thought that she was going to keep things fair. Suzu starts shaking her face, saying that they need to keep things fair. It's either her or Lily. They play a game of rock, paper, scissors, and Suzu wins. She already won in life with those massive marshmallows, but now she has also won this game. As she's about to claim her prize is sitting as if he's about to face off the god of death. For some reason, his vibe is that of a Shinigami. Alicia is surprised that even Suzu feels his aura. A murderous aura is all around him, and they knew that he was strong, but this is just off the charts. Suzu decides to be brave about it and whispers, asking if he's afraid of heights. She launches herself onto his lap, saying that it can't be helped. She'll hold on to him and he shouldn't worry. The murderous aura immediately falls away, and Lily looks at them sadly. Someone barges into their cabin. It's the captain apologizing, saying that the worms have calmed down and they're free to take off. They should take their seat and fasten their seatbelts. Gerald is still sweating bullets. Alicia thanks them for the amazing view. The country is small but beautiful. Suzu tells the old man to take a good look outside, but the old man has a flight phobia. Even though the dude died and went to heaven just to be reincarnated, he's still afraid of a little height. They can believe that even the great old man has something to be afraid of, and everyone is surprised, but he says that it's nothing abnormal. And Lily looks like something is bothering her. Suzu wonders if that's true. She's also curious about it. Did her parents say something about a contract or something? But she just coughs it off, saying that it's nothing. Suzu says her words sound empty. Suzu wonders if she's going to have an arranged marriage interview. Talk about mind-blowing detective skills. Lily looks away, saying that she told them she's not interested. Though her parents are serious about looking for a partner in the interview, they told her to set it up right away and be sure she drops by the house. It's been a while since she's been back at her place, so she planned to say hello, but now she doesn't know if she should drop by. Suzu looks at Gerald, saying that it looks like something unpleasant is going on and she's reluctant to go to the interview. Gerald doesn't want her to miss a potential life partner. The moment the partner makes an unpleasant face during the interview, it becomes traumatic for the guy. He remembers all of his own failed interviews. Alicia asks her if she dislikes having an interview and if she doesn't want to get married. Lily looks at Gerald for a moment and says that she hates it and she doesn't want to get married so suddenly. Alicia smiles, saying that Lily doesn't have any desire to get married, and she, on the other hand, is ready to settle down and be his wife right away. She even wants to have a family with him and focus on housework and support him 24/7. Bro really is living the dream life. Looks like the gods were serious about rewarding him. Suzu says that Alicia wants to be a wannabe wife and she will have to quit her adventuring, but Alicia says that she will quit without missing a beat because her life was full of excitement as an adventurer, but it is nice to take the next step with Gerald. Gerald realizes it's actually a proposal, and Lily is at a loss for words. Suzu reminds Lily that it looks like she doesn't want to get married. Lily says she doesn't understand marriage, but what she wants is to have his kid. Everyone freezes for a moment. Just what is she saying? No marriage, but only kids. Looks like Lily is in for the child support. Lily says that when she thinks about him, there's a weird tingling going on down under. Gerald wants to disappear from this cabin right away. It's too much for his poor V-card brain to process. Suzu decides to amp things up, saying that if it's meant to be a little naughtiness, then she doesn't mind grabbing a piece of that. Lily tries to tell Suzu to knock it off and not leave her seat, but she just climbs onto Gerald, saying that doors can be beaten in terms of physical endurance, and that's why out of the three of them, she'll be the one who takes care to shine his sword the most. Just as Suzu was bragging about her great physical endurance, and honestly, the girl is accident-proof with airbags so big. She also promises to study a lot and do her best to lead him. The old man is a V-card-having loser, so it will be hard for him, but she'll take care of him. Lily realizes that if Gerald loses it, she won't be able to stop him, and she might have to let him have his way. They wonder if they should tie him up or something. Gerald wonders, since when does this carriage life turn into a freak-off? All of a sudden, the carriage cabin starts wobbling violently, and Suzu is about to fall off, but Gerald manages to save her like a gentleman by grabbing onto her airbags. He apologizes, saying that this is an accident, even though he's squished between her massive thighs. It looks like it's true that thick thighs save lives. He also complains that it's all her fault for moving so much, but Suzu is having the time of her life, and each moment is turning more lewd than ever. The dragons finally settle down, and they wonder since when dragon carriages have turbulence as well. They look at Suzu and Gerald, and it looks like Gerald has just entered God's territory with his face stuffed in cake. He whispers that it's an unavoidable accident. Suzu, on the other hand, is completely passed out. Lily and Alicia can't wrap their heads around what is happening. Bro uses Aesol order to quickly sprint away and teleport her to the bathroom. One of the attendants quickly barges in, saying that a group of wild wyverns has appeared. One of them suddenly came close and started theirs. The pilot managed to calm them down and stabilize the still, but they're not sure what will happen if they all attack at once. Gerald can't believe that there is a whole herd of scaly bastards around. The man says that it's unexpected, and Gerald looks like he's about to sue his entire team. There are a lot of them flying around, and they wonder how long it will take to reach the capital. Gerald decides to take matters into his own hands and check out the situation. Alicia also volunteers to stay by his side. Suzu whispers from the bathroom to take care of themselves. The pilot, on the other hand, is having a hard time controlling the craft. He looks at Gerald and Alicia, wondering why they are here. Gerald says that it looks like those scaly monsters are tracking them. Alicia wonders if something like this has ever happened before. As a pilot, he should be an expert in their behavior. The man smiles, saying that something like this has never happened before. If they talk about this herd, he's seen it once in a report. There's a huge dragon that has appeared. When a fire dragon appears in a certain region, it is said that hordes of smaller wyverns are observed over there. Gerald wonders if a fire-breathing dragon is really around, so then they're facing a powerful calamity. But he says it's not like they're facing it. Maybe their horde is just scared. Although wyverns have a strict appearance, but they're very sensitive and timid on the inside. And maybe they're scared of their wild counterparts. The pilot also says that it's unexpected. They thought that they were scared of this young lady. Alicia looks at the old man and confesses that he's a fan, the Ice Sword Princess and the strongest adventurer in the city. And he's pretty sure that she can easily defeat them. Alicia smiles, saying that she's happy to hear his kind words. And she's here to stop anything bad from happening. Gerald, on the other hand, starts to feel a bit jealous. In the end, they have no clue what the scaly bastards want. The best approach is to stay holed up until they reach the capital. Alicia looks at him and wonders what's wrong. She whispers, wondering if he has slain a fire dragon before. Gerald says that he's encountered a fire dragon, and though he did defeat a monster in the same S-class as the fire dragon in the dungeon before, he suddenly realizes that it means that the wyverns are scared of him. The cabin starts shaking and it looks like the attack is going on. Alicia is not sure if Gerald can hold his own. The whole horde starts attacking all of a sudden, and the pilot is about to be monster food. But someone shoots the monster out of the way. He feels bad for the wyverns, but he won't show mercy to anyone blocking their way. And he can die before experiencing first love. Gerald has turned into murder mode with his mask and his crossbow in hand.